So I've been really enjoying watching Tarot Tube this week. I've had it's been a very intense, good but intense work week. I've been really enjoying the videos that my friends, and I call you my friends because, well, you may not know this, but we spend a lot of time together. Tarot Tube friends. You're with me in the evening when I have my feet up and I'm having my cup of tea. It's what I like to do to decompress at the end of the day. I'm a healthcare professional, and it's always nice to decompress and watch videos on one of my favorite subjects, which is tarot. And oh my gosh, see, I guess it has a lot to do with autumn being my favorite season, because your picks for autumn decks are just, you really, really all know how to set the mood. The one that comes to mind, because it's the most recent one I watched, was Patsy at Two Paths Tarot. And she just did tarot cards in that video. And then I'm really looking forward to her oracle cards for autumn video. But she really, the way she presented her tarot cards, there was a progression there, and the mood just got augmented with every deck that autumn mood. The moodiness of autumn was captured and augmented with every deck, every subsequent deck that she shared. Beautiful. So, I won't be able to do the same kind of thing. But I can share with you the decks that I'm looking forward to working with in autumn. So I just recently did a September deck, what I'm working with in September. So I don't want to repeat those. You can watch decks I'm working with in September. They're for sure going to stick around for autumn as well. But I don't want to bore you in case you've already seen that video with a repeat of those decks in this grouping. Does that make sense? Oh my god, I'm brain dead. I spent a little coffee. So let me get the first thing out of the way. Doesn't matter what season it is. The tarot I always use for readings for other people and for myself, but if you've had a reading from me, whether it be Skype or an email reading where I send you a snapshot of the layout, the spread is my commemorative Centennial. I love this. This is Albert Levy. If you watch my videos, you're my Facebook friend. Best recommendation ever. I can't thank you enough. This has been my number one go-to Rider-Waite since you suggested it to me last year. Or was it the year before? 2 years. 2 years ago. Wow. A year ago? I don't even know. Doesn't matter. Look. See this? This is my ride or die Rider-Waite. Punny. And I have an original, an old Rider-Waite, at least from the early 90s. And I thought that was my favorite, but the coloration on this, I know you probably, if you're watching Tarot Tube, you've seen, everybody has this deck, or there's hundreds, maybe even thousands of videos out there, who knows, of this deck. This is whenever it's a reading, whether it's for someone else or from myself, but like that, no, we're gonna have a full reading, this is the deck. This is always the deck. And the oracle that I pair up with it all the time. So if you've had a reading from me, this is the oracle deck, in case you're wondering. And then, then ask. This is what the backs look like. I trimmed mine These had borders like a picture frame. I trimmed mine. The back didn't change much. I love how this reminds me of Cher in the 70s when I was a kid, like, you know, early 70s, Cher. I trimmed mine. I think this is, I use it year round, but it's very autumn to me. I think because of the sepia tones and the dark, dreamy quality. I don't even know if it's dreamy, but you know what I mean? Yeah, it's got that, the color palette for sure is autumn. Love it. I'm pretty sure there's a flip through somewhere on my channel of this deck. So mine, like I said, mine is edged. I took the borders off and trimmed. Sorry, brain dead today. Holy cow, like I said, intense week. So trimmed the borders off, edged in antique linen. These are not perfectly even when I trimmed them, but they're not too bad. Like, so actually quite decent. But I have some decks that where the artwork is perfectly printed on the card, where they're all identical, that I get a lot, you know. And I'm like freehanding with scissors. I don't use a cutter. So these autumn, all seasons, but always there. I find that I forget to mention them in my videos. You know, what decks did you use this month? Well, I just started in July, so, but you know what I mean, right? I feel like I don't mention them enough, and they are my go-to. Like, these are always, always, always out. Everything else is just palette cleansers for the most part, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm rambling. Sorry. The next two decks, I've had them for a little while. I've at least had them a couple of years. Okay, maybe long. One of them maybe longer. The first one is, of course, the tuck box is in excellent condition because it just sits on my shelf. I typically have this in I typically have this deck in a ghost Halloween-y themed bag. But this is a tuck box. I do wish, if you're out there and you have the one that comes with a big guidebook, please make a video or let me know in the comments. Am I missing out? Because I don't know, every time I see on Amazon the one with the guidebook, it's like $42 Canadian, and I'm thinking, I already have the deck, but I'm really curious to know if the guidebook is really worth it, you know, buying a second one. So I'm a child. I colored my little white book, and see, like, and you've seen, if you've been watching my videos, you've seen this one before. I trimmed the white borders off, so there's no white borders front or back. I edged it in black, and this, oh, it's in order too, which is great. So I love this deck, really do. I still don't know. I used a really tiny corner rounder on it. I'm not sure. I might want to go a little rounder on the corners. Let me know what you think. If you've modded this deck, did you go larger rounded corners? I was afraid I was going to lose too much off the corners, but and also at this stage I'd have to, you know, then go over with Sharpie on the corners if I rounded them more. But I don't know. What do you think? Would it look more playful? Would it look more playful with rounded corners, like more rounded corners? So I love this deck. obviously. It just reminds me of, this is the card that made me buy this deck. Frankenstein as the Emperor. Frankenstein's monster as the Emperor. But this is more pop culture Halloween Frankenstein. My favorite, now I'm going to let you in on a little secret. My favorite novel of all time is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I really connect with Frankenstein's monster, and I really connect with that theme in the book where, it is, I'm pretty sure it's the first science fiction book. It's from the neoclassic era of English literature. Love it. So, Frank here made me buy this deck. Love, check out the Chariot. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that's my Halloween tarot. Just fabulous. All right. The next deck I like to use in the autumn. And I say the autumn. I think the Halloween deck is the only one that I don't use year round. Probably, I don't know. I don't even know why. I take it out, I play with it, but I don't feel it until it's Halloween season. The next one does come out other times of the year. Excuse me. The other one does come out other times of the year, and it's this one. This is an example of a tarot deck that was underrated by me. I received it as a gift. Rather, it was a gift card to a local New Age shop. I'm not going to call it a metaphysical store because it really isn't. It's more like a crystal slash, yeah. It is what it is. Anyway, but they have quite a selection of what's currently, the current tarot decks and oracle decks. Anyway, so I received a gift card and I bought this for myself, and it was sealed. So it was sealed sight unseen. I mentioned it already in other videos where I received it as a gift, and it was recommended to me by someone who knew me, was recommended to me by someone who knows me, who said, I think you really like it. But I couldn't, I was at the store, it was a text message, it was like, okay, I'll get it. And it is, again, Raven's Prophecy Tarot by Mackie Stiefvater. Now, I think you'll understand why I say this about the tarot deck. I began reading the first book in the trilogy, and I never remember the title, and it's horrendous of me. I'm sorry. And I didn't finish it. And I think it's because, I don't know. I'm like that sometimes. I'm not really a big fiction reader. But this deck, and I started working with this deck before reading, beginning to read the first book in the series. I think it's the Raven Boys. I think I stopped. It was an audiobook. I think I stopped listening at the point where I realized that, yeah, I really don't need to know this story to read these cards. And I started listening to the audiobook because I thought I needed it as a backdrop or, knowledge in order to work with these tarot cards. No. These freaking surprised me. First, mine are edged. I use Distress ink in Rusty Hinge. It's not a perfect match for the orange, but I wanted something that was more of a perfect, like the front, it's not a perfect match for the front orange, but for whatever reason it really works with the back orange, even because it's like a blackened orange. Okay, that's enough. Rambling now. Sorry. I didn't trim mine. I didn't trim mine because I wouldn't be able to tolerate the backs looking all wrecked. You know what I mean? Like all weird. And I'm not going to reback another deck probably in my lifetime. I've rebacked 2, and that's it for me with the rebacking. Okay, never say never, because now I just said that and watch me reback a deck on this weekend. Anyway, on to this. So at first I opened the deck, and like, remember, it's like I've been reading like Rider-Waite forever. This was like my first non-traditional, probably was my first non-traditional, its own kind of thing deck. So I was a little resistant to it. And it kept back and forth, shelf to giveaway basket, shelf to giveaway basket. And I always fished it out of the giveaway basket. Because, surprisingly, I read this, it speaks my language. It reads really well for me. And the guidebook, I love the guidebook because the spirit of this guidebook is for creative people. So if you're an artist, a writer, any kind of art, if you're a creative person, she speaks in the guide. The guidebook speaks your language, because it's very about the creative process. I get very clear readings from this deck. I don't typically read for other people with this deck. I probably should. I just feel more comfortable when I read for other people with Rider-Waite because, well, 30-something years experience with it, right? So that I probably should branch out, and I've done some readings for other people with Tarot the She. Yeah, maybe. It threw me off, like 10 of coins, roses. Like, so roses are coins in this deck, are represented by images of roses. Swords are feathers, which, makes sense. Here's my card of the year. Sigh. So, if you want me to do a full flip through of this deck, but other people have done flip throughs of this deck, and this is just what am I using this fall, and already I've been talking. It's almost 19 minutes and I still haven't shown you much. So, but that's okay because we're almost there. So those are the 2 tarot decks. Then there's 2 oracle decks. So 2 oracle decks, and I'm going to combine this with some loot I received. My lovey went to the big city for work. So we don't live in the big city. We don't live in a tiny town, but so my lovey went to the big city for work, and he was staying close enough to a store called Reflections Books in Coquitlam, BC. And he's so wonderful. He went into the store, took pictures literally of the entire store with the store owner's permission, and asked me to pick what I wanted. So I picked 2 oracle decks, and then he picked a book for me. So since this is about autumn decks, what I'm going to do is first show you the 2 oracle decks, and then if you're not interested in the book and the incense, then you can, you don't have to watch the rest of the video. Oh, and I have something else. I guess I'm gonna have to, like, I know it's like, I'm all distracted. Okay, so the first oracle deck I picked out was this one. So I had this oracle deck last year. I'm pretty sure I got it last year, and I either returned it or traded it. I'm not sure. And it was because it didn't resonate. I thought it was disappointing. I found it shallow. I found the messages in the guidebook shallow, and I'm not slagging on the creator, the artist, the author. It's how it read for me. It read very shallow, and a lot of it had to do with probably just me not being I was in a place, maybe I wasn't tapping into my inner child. Maybe I was a little too serious. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not the art is beautiful, and the Stacey DeMarco. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with this guidebook. It's nicely written. But I wasn't in that headspace last year. Maybe I was, I don't know. Maybe I was in a bad place. Maybe I wasn't, maybe I didn't know what to expect. Maybe it was too, like I said, I found it shallow. And then, a couple of days before my husband ended up at Reflections, and this was on the shelf, I saw a video review. Claire de la Lune did a review of the French version of this deck, and she's going through the cards, and she's and suddenly there was I'm looking at the images, I'm listening to her review. She she shared that she saw depth in these messages and what the depth was, and it just clicked for me. And I thought, oh, here's my problem. When I had these last year, I just wasn't in that headspace. And I think I'm lightening up, or I don't know. I just wasn't in the headspace for it. And the artwork, I wasn't very accepting of the artwork yet, because, photorealism, like, when there's like real people that I don't know in a deck, real people with the collage-y kind of thing. But I'm loosening up a little bit. So here are the backs. A lot of criticism in the reviews that I've watched about the backs being too childish. I love them. Yes, they are childish, and I love them. So, see, this is an example of it. This is not my favorite kind of artwork. I can appreciate it for what it is. I think last year my problem was that the skull was overused, and I don't know. I wasn't in a mood. I wasn't in the mood for this deck last year. This year I'm in the mood for this deck. And I pulled a card I drew a card when I first got it, and I was pretty happy with the reading. One, because I was able to read it intuitively, and then when I read the guidebook, I thought, okay, what was my problem? I think sometimes it's expectation, right? And if we already built something up in our minds, and then it's not exactly what we built up in our minds, then we're not happy with it. This is my favorite card in the whole deck. So yeah, Stacey DeMarco's Halloween Oracle, I'm pretty sure is going to be, I'll be using it for sure in autumn, and who knows, maybe beyond autumn. And the next one, oh my gosh, when I saw it on the shelf in the photos that my husband sent me from the bookstore, the metaphysical store, Reflections, I said, I think this is the one the first thing I blurted out was, grab that one. And it's this, Raven's Wand Oracle. I had seen Simon at the Hermit's Cave. He does a flip through of this deck that I don't know if it's his voice, because he's got a great voice. I don't know if it's his voice, his accent, the music he used in the background, the lighting. It was just, you need to go see Simon at the Hermit's Cave, his video flip through, unboxing or flip through of the Raven's Wand Oracle, because oh my god. Yeah. I hope this oracle lives up to Simon's video of it. Anyway, I opened it up when I got it. I was so excited. Look at this. US Games people. Look at this box. And it looks like a book. And the card backs. The card stock is US Games gorgeous. With the like the waxy kind of, not full on gloss, but like, not matte, but like a bit of like a waxy finish. This is the guidebook. So if you don't know, it's by Stephen Hutton, and Stephen Hutton's an author and the artist is the author and the artist of these cards. And this Raven's Wand Oracle is based on his Dark Raven Chronicles, which I checked Amazon.ca, they don't even exist. So I'm going to have to track them down, because, yeah. And I'll just read you the front of the little guidebook here. I began writing and illustrating the Dark Raven Chronicles some years ago, starting with the novel Raven's Wand. So I did a search for Raven's Wand, the novel, nada on Amazon.ca. So I'll have to look wider. Named for a venerable wand. Let me go back. The novel Raven's Wand, named for a venerable wand as black as raven feathers, hence the reference to the dark and charismatic bird. Set in 19th century Victorian Britain, the story centers on the mysterious wand and Valonia, its keeper. Valonia is a sage-old witch who governs her idyllic coven, Wildwood, in the hills of northern England, hidden from their enemies, the Illuminata knighthood. The series enabled me to paint witchcraft in its best light, as wise yet humble and profound yet practical. It is now my privilege to share Valonia's wisdom with you in the form of this oracle deck. I believe that knowledge should be open and accessible, and so all are invited to find guidance here. Whether they're familiar with the books or not, for those who seek more, the novel Raven's Wand is easy to find. www.wildwoodwitches.co.uk/novels. So I guess I'll have to go look there. Okay. This is like first impressions, because I got this in the Halloween Tarot, but the Halloween Oracle yesterday as part of loot that my lovey brought me back from his business trip. These are the backs. And this is what the artwork looks like. Now, I drew, the keywords are, remember in my video, there was a video I did recently, not Sacred Earth, Earth Spirit, no, oh my god, I'm so sorry, brain dead today. Anyway, in a recent video, I mentioned that I have difficulty with oracle decks that I need to use, that I need to rely on the guidebook. I need keywords that, bam, the keyword triggers, the keyword works with the artwork to get my intuition going, right? So Founding Day doesn't help me. So like there's a lot of keywords in this beautiful deck that are, they relate back to the Dark Raven Chronicles, or the novel Raven's Wand. So case in point, also Eternal Flame doesn't Doesn't give me enough to go on, you know, on my own without the guidebook. Destroying Angel does not give me enough to go on. Taste Before Judging is a little better. Commemoration, okay. But you know what? I don't care. Look at the artwork. These cards feel good. Look at the backs. And I will make these work. And if I have to, I will just ignore the keywords. Or I gotta just get into that guidebook and get my, you know, hot little hands on the novel, because it's I feel it's totally worth it. It's totally worth the commitment. It's totally worth the time commitment. Look at these images. Oh my God. So I'm not going to show you the whole deck because I still have a few things I want to show you. But you need to go, if you want to see this deck really showcased by an expert, Simon at the Hermit's Cave. I've watched his video a couple of times just because it's relaxing. But again, I watch his videos because they're relaxing. But anyway. But look at this artwork. You know? And I had already decided I was going to get this Oracle deck. It was on my wish list, right? So when I saw it on the shelf at the store that my husband went to on my behalf, I figured even if it's a dud as an Oracle, I'm still going to keep it. But I don't feel it's a dud as an Oracle. I think it just requires a little commitment from me to learn. There's, you know, the guidebook does give a little, you know, it gives you I don't say it gives enough because that would be unfair because I didn't read all of them. But it gives you like this whole, it fills you in on the context of the character and the card. And the reversed meaning, I'm not quite sure is reversed. I feel it's just a continuation of here. And then, you know, you would apply your common sense with context. Beautiful. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So that's it. So it's 2 tarot decks, and so it's the Halloween Tarot and the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. And then it's the Halloween Oracle and the Raven's Wand Oracle. Interesting that I have 1 Oracle and 1 Tarot from a book series, and 1 Halloween Tarot and 1 Halloween Oracle. Now the rest of the stuff that my husband got for me at Reflections is, well, I was a little overwhelmed by the picture of their Incense selection, but I really was looking, I was really looking forward to getting my hands on some more of this. Haven't had it in a while. It's called The Moon. I love La Luna, and it has a very, very feminine kind of smell. It's like the opposite of dragon blood. Beautiful. And then I'm a child. I have always loved these incense matches. I just love them. So he got me musk. So my favorite incense matches are musk, sandalwood, and strawberry. So I got three musk and 1 strawberry. And so that's what I selected. And then my husband saw a book on the shelf and he thought for sure I would want it, and he wasn't wrong. Alejandro Jodorowsky's Psychomagic. Now I own 2 of his books. I own Metagenealogy, I'm looking over there at my shelf, and La Voix du Tarot. La Voix du Tarot is The Way of the Tarot by Jodorowsky. And I don't know if any of you have the Way of the Tarot. I'm wanting to pull it off my shelf to show you that the French, I have it in French and it seems a lot thinner than the English version. But I haven't seen the English version of the Way of the Tarot in person. Hang on, let me try this. Let me try getting the book for you. I'm back. So it might be because it's like a mass, it looks like a mass paperback. So this is my La Voix du Tarot. La Voix du Tarot by Alejandro Jodorowsky. So yeah, okay, so the font is like, yeah. It's going to be magnifying glass time for these. But, and I also have metagenealogy. So I was pretty excited that my husband saw Psychomagic, thought of me. And in Psychomagic, the transformative power of shamanic psychotherapy. Alejandro Jodorowsky, I adore this guy. I had not heard of him until I saw the documentary Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune, or Dune as in Frank Herbert's Dune. And it's a whole documentary on if Alejandro Jodorowsky would have shot the Dune series as a movie, what he would do with it. If you have a chance to see it, I gotta tell you, it's totally worth your time. It's this, I just love him. Anyway, so I get to add Psychomagic to my Alejandro Jodorowsky book selection, and I look forward to reading it. And the last thing, and this was not purchased at Reflections, this is something that I ordered. I was watching videos a couple weeks ago. It was Sunset Val's video, and she did a video on her Peggy bags that she received, that she had purchased, and a gift with purchase I think that she received. She showed it and I thought, oh my god, that's my Peggy bag. What are you doing with my Peggy bag? Oh my god. So I contacted Peggy Sparx Creations, and I said, so I'm watching this video, and I was wondering if you still have that, you know, that fabric, or that, or do you have any of those bags in stock, because I need it in my life. That is my bag. I don't think I worded it that way. I think I was shy and just said, hi. I was wondering if you still had those. I saw it on Sunset Vows Tarot videos and I need it. You want to see it? Oh my god, it's so pretty. Crows and bats. Now for Facebook friends, on my cover photo I have one lonely raven in a tree, in a tree like this, like with no leaves on the tree, like the leaves have fallen. It was November, taken against a gray sky, no filters. It wasn't switched to grayscale. It was exactly the way my daughter took it. And this bag makes me think of that photo that's on my Facebook cover photo. That's my Facebook cover photo. It's beautiful. So the fabric is stupendous, okay? But now I'm Italian, and I was taught at a very early age how to sew. I was trained by a finishing seamstress, so I'm super fussy. Like, I'm like impossible. I'm sorry. The craftsmanship, the workmanship on this bag is outstanding. Like, my nonna would look at this and say, it's acceptable. That's how freaking amazing it is. So, the seams, gorgeous, so nice. It's lined with a similar, not lined, it's lined with the black fabric. Look at this. Okay, are you a nerd like me? You want to see what it looks like inside out? Look at how Peggy finishes her bags. Look. Look at this. Look at this. Look how clean. Look how clean the finishing is. Oh my God. Fantastic. Peggy, you're freaking amazing. You're finishing on it's finished beyond. Oh my God. You can't get something like this mass produced for sure. And yeah. Anyway. Beautiful, beautiful bag. And now my only dilemma, because of course I'm going to have a dilemma with this, right? Because it's really beautiful. It's like when you get a beautiful journal and you're afraid to write in it. I can't decide which deck is going to live in here. Yeah, the obvious choice would be the Raven's Prophecy or the Raven's Wand Oracle. It's probably going to be my Rider-Waite when I take it out and about with me when we go on our travels. But I don't know. I love it. And seriously, the turnaround time is outrageous. You know what I mean? I contacted Peggy. I asked about it. Lisa got back to me and said that she has the fabric and she'll let me know. Peggy will let me know when it's made. And it's like, I don't know. Seemed like 5 minutes later I got a message that it was listed or whatever, but no, it was probably a day or two. Maybe just a day. Again, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The craftsmanship, the workmanship, the finishing. Like I said, Peggy, my nonna would say, brava, it's acceptable, which is high praise. All right, that's it for me. That's my autumn decks and my loot from Reflections books in Coquitlam. I wish I could have gone there in person, but I'm really, really lucky to have my lovey who will go into a store and take pictures and have me just message him or phone him and, ask him to get me something that I see. So that was nice. That's it for me for this video, and I'll see you in the next one, because there's going to be a next one because I have some time this morning. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.